Hello and welcome back to West Ham Reunited. Uh, West Ham had a football match yesterday in our cup final. We won the game 1-0. And to talk about it, we've got some special guests. We've got Marshy, Dom, and Bill, and we were all at the games yesterday. First of all, how you doing, gents? You good?
All good, mate.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Still buzzing.
Anyone had a sore head this morning?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Really.
Definitely. First of all, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Glazewise, Windows Doors Conservatory in the Essex, Kent and London area. John is your man. And if you quote West Ham Reunited, you also get a discount. And obviously, we're going to do our usual shout out to Iron Supporting Food Banks. Any donations what you can make before or after a game, that would be amazing. So it's just over 24 hours since we played the game, gents. Obviously, was there any surprises with you in the starting 11, or was that what you expected?
Nah, not at all. Obviously, with Sofal being out, that was just going to be the only change. But I'm more than happy for Johnson to cover. So yeah, it was what I expected. Really, nothing surprised me.
Bill?
Yeah, same as Dom, really. Before we go back to the Premier League side, obviously made a few changes midweek against Genk, so I expected the full Premier League side to come back.
Yeah. Marsha, I'm guessing a full house from you.
yeah, I think so. I think, I say, unfortunate with Kufel. I'm not too sure what it is. Is it like an ankle injury or something? And I'll get my light back. It's still his injury. What Matic done to him on his groin area. They reckon he might be back for Villa, but it's still 50-50 yeah. I mean,
at the moment.
I think in fairness to Johnson, though, I think is it the 3 or 4 games that we've played, haven't conceded a goal, and he's been a part of it. So fair play to that. He seems to be coming on and improving a lot. So long may that carry on, really.
Yeah. I want to start really with he's sort of been a bit of a topic again today, and me and Jazz especially have been his biggest critic. But our outstanding was Fabianski yesterday. I thought he'd done very well, and he was actually very good with his distribution as well. Don't get me wrong, there was a couple of times when we was on the counter, he could have thrown it a bit quicker, but he commanded his box, especially in that last minute when he come out and caught the ball. Do you reckon it's a confidence issue, or do you reckon he knows he's got to be a bit braver with Areola on his doorstep, basically?
I'd say the second thing. Areola, the goalkeeper. It's not it's like Martin or Randolph or Roberto. Like, don't get me wrong, even when them two were on standby, he was still outstanding. But I think the older he's getting, you can start to see he's losing a yard on something. He's a great keeper, but I think the last few seasons he has let in some bad goals. But solid yesterday. We know Areola's going to play the Europa games and the Cup games. Got no problem with that because Areola's like a number one standard number 2. Thing is though, like Fabianski's just played years. He knows the score, doesn't he? And when you leave, you can always rely on him. Say fans, I did get I thought when he came out to claim that ball, I was like, he's got to get it. He has to get this right. And I was a bit like, oh fucking hell, just get it, and he did. And thankfully it was crucial. But compared to 2 years ago, we're not solely reliant on him because if he does pick up an injury, because he's been injury prone as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Areola to come in, and Areola's a fantastic goalkeeper. He ain't conceded a goal for us yet. I know he's only played 3 games, but still.
Yeah, no, definitely. Bill, what did you make of Fab yesterday?
Yeah, fantastic. I think he's starting to get back to his best form, and as Dom said, obviously you've got a genuine contender for the number 1 spot in Areola on the bench. You've got to play to your best form, but also doesn't matter if you're an outfield player or a goalkeeper. The more games you play, the better you're going to be. As as we know, Fab's had a few injury problems, but knowing that Areola is going to play the majority of the cup games, he can just focus on the league games. I think that will help Fabianski, and I think we've got a good combination. It's got I mean, we've got four okay, like 2 number ones and 2 decent. We've got 4 keepers. So, but no, I think it's how the setup is working well so far.
Yeah. I think Declan Rice summed it up with his interview after. It wasn't really the London. I know it was. It wasn't until the second half. Obviously, that incident with Romero and Fornals. It didn't really seem like a London. I know the crowd sort of played its part, but it didn't really seem like a London derby to me, Marshy. Do you reckon I'm judging that wrong, or I thought it was a bit too cagey?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a flat performance. I think everyone was sort of like wanting to sort of in anticipation really as to how it was going to go. And I think early doors we started more so like Arsenal did against them, and obviously just without the goals, which was a bit of a shame. But then, I think kicking on forward, I think we done just that little bit more than them in order to win the game. I think we actually stayed switched on. We looked pretty good in certain spells of the game as well, and probably thoroughly deserved to win. Obviously, I heard you about Fabianski there. I think he made a few decent saves as well, especially the Kane header in the first half.
Yeah.
That was an important big save, and yeah, we've just got to sort of carry on. I think as we grew into the game, I think the crowd were more up for it. It was important that we needed to be that sort of 12th man, if you like, and we helped them drive it home. And we're getting big performances from influential players like Rice and your Soucek. Obviously, was a bit quiet. Obviously, throughout previous games, he seemed to be there a bit more yesterday, and that drives us on as well. I think Zouma's been outstanding. I think Zouma and Rice have been by far the best players. Cresswell's been good as well. I think his deliveries were blinding yesterday. Obviously, leading to the goal from the set play was unreal. So yeah, no, I think we can start each time we go in there. I think people are leaving there and then wanting to sort of return back quickly, and with the home games that we've had in quick succession and game by game, we've been able to do that. So I think in maybe a bit of time we'll be able to lift the atmosphere even more. Like,
yeah, I think what I'm expecting, I know we're sort of going off topic, is the fact that Wednesday's a sellout. When was the last time we had a sellout for a Carabao Cup game at home? And I think it's, don't get me wrong, it's the opponents who we're playing, but I think it's to do with how well the team's performing. Jazz, what do you reckon of that?
I think being West Ham fans all our lives and understand the club, I know how big this club is, and outside West Ham, no one realises that, and perhaps just laugh us off when you talk to a top 4 fan, and that's fine with me. I know how big we are, especially we haven't won anything since 1980, and we still turn up. Tottenham away European fixture, I heard they took 200. Examples like that, and loads of Man United fans yesterday, half time, a lot of them just left. One of them, I think, there's images of taking his top off and putting it in the bin and burning it. We don't do things like that, And going back to the amount of games we're selling out, Europa, even 60,000 at home, that must be the record in Europa. I can't see another club perhaps has got anywhere near that. I could be wrong. It's not a surprise for me at all, mate, because we're West Ham fans, in our families for years. We know how big we are. So many fans in Kent, Essex, such a big county. I live in Berkshire. We went to an event in the morning, Andy, where there was people there from Finland, from Norway. We're huge, mate. I know that, but perhaps people outside will only realise slowly, I think. Yeah, not a surprise for me.
Yeah, see, Dom, I'm under the impression, I sort of said it, and Mark Ward and Julian Dick sort of said it before the game as well, and that's how they were well in 85, 86. Moyes has got to get credit because he's leaving just the amount of right number from Thursday into Sunday. Don't get me wrong, we say we've got a thin squad, but if you keep playing and winning games, that's what gets you through it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. He's a great manager for us. It's tough. I feel bad for Moyes because I couldn't stand it when he was here first time. I didn't want to keep him. I was disgusted when he came back. We struggled to get going when he first come back. Then the lockdown hit, and I think that helped us because we don't lose many games, do we? I think we lost about 10, 11 last season, which is good for us. Obviously, we had a good season, finished 6th. We only lost 2 this season. Unbeaten away. He just drills that mentality. And I wouldn't even say it's a winning mentality. I'll just say it's a work hard mentality because we know we've always had the potential. In the last about 5, 6 seasons, we've usually had like a good set of players. But they've never played to their full potential, or they just don't work out. But yeah, he seems to get the best out of everybody.
Tough to
Great
beat, Dom. Tough to beat, mate. Because the first few seasons at London Stadium, how easy were we to play against?
Totally open.
And Moyes just drilled it.
But we didn't have a system. We were so unfit. You know, we'd stop playing at 80 minutes, and sadly, the game's 90 minutes, and that's why we'd fail to see games out. But like, you know, there's always the West Ham way. You know, hanging on to a 1-goal lead with about 20 minutes to go. When that goal went in yesterday, I was like, this is going to be a long 17 minutes.
Yeah,
we were just so drilled. Zouma was a fucking monster. That guy is just so good. Like, I look at the sign. I'm just like, how do we actually get him? Because like Chelsea didn't replace him, and it's like, you know, like Thiago Silva's getting on a bit. Rudiger's their best centre back by far, but you know, like they got that Christensen. They got another one as well. I can't forget off the top.
Chalobah.
So he's midfielder, but like, you know, 29 million. The geezer's won plenty of titles, like at Chelsea as well. So he sort of adds to like progress, I guess, and. He's just a beast, isn't he? He's just such like, you know, he's winning everything, deservedly got man of the match yesterday. Him and Ogbonna formed a fantastic partnership, and it's really good. It's really good.
I think you could say the same about Dawson and Diop, isn't it? We've got really good 4 options there, and
it is good. It is good, Jazz. It is good, like, you know, because we can rely on them for the Europa League games. Now, you know, I understand some people don't like Dawson. I think if you give him a run of games in the first team. I mean, when he first started playing for us in December last year, I thought he was very good. But then, you know, like he's slow. He's slow, and like, you know, he scored a couple of own goals, a few bad performances. But I think with Dawson, he's been more good than bad for us, and he's a fantastic backup. You know, you can look at him and just say, "Oh, Craig Dawson's shit." But you know, to be fair, I think most teams would probably be happy with him as a squad player. And he's a very good player to rely on. Like, you know, like he's come on for the last 5 minutes when we're trying to see out a game, and we've always won it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Marshy, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with Dom. I think, like, you know, I think the fact that, you know, Zouma's been, I think, an outstanding buy. You know, like he's got the experience that we need, and he's got, you know, like building up with Ogbonna as well. And Jazz said it as well. You know, we've got Dawson and Diop in as well to sort of come in and, you know, play in the Europa League games. So I think everything's looking, it's rosy. Like, you know, I think we just need to keep going and enjoy this part that we're in at the moment. Obviously, you know, I've heard people say, you know, listen to the radio a lot during the days. You know, wheels are going to fall off. You know, they got to enjoy what they're doing at the moment and all this side of things. But all right, we might be a bit paper thin, but I mean, it'd be interesting. Maybe come the January window, can we add someone and, you know, can someone come into the system? And obviously, you know, Moyes has, like I say, he's transformed us. As Dom said, we wasn't fit. We were very laboured. We didn't see games out. We lacked concentration. And now we just look like a completely transformed team. And, you know, he deserves all the credit along with the backroom staff that he's getting. And we got to continue on now, you know. We've waited so long for this. And this is what we've got to keep on dealing with and keep going with. Take it game by game and carry on.
I think it's like Dom said, when it's someone big striker with no pace, Dawson's one of the best in the air. But when it's someone small and pacey, then, yeah, Dawson struggles. So Dawson is not a week in, week out, but he can come in and plug the gaps. Like yesterday, we're holding on to 1-0 lead. And I thought, yeah, he'll mop up the odd ball here and there, and we should be okay, really. So, yeah, good option.
He did all right. Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, he's talking about the record, so I've just had a look here, and it still amazes me because I looked at the other day. So David Moyes, since he's been back, he's managed 77 games with won 37, drawn 15, and lost 25.
Well, I'll just add to that as well, Andy. That season he came back, the season that got disrupted by COVID, we lost 24 points from winning positions that season.
I know.
And since he's come back, I think the last time I counted was before this season started. And I think we've only, how many times have we come from behind to win once? I think Leeds, and that was it. But, you know, I think it's about 27 points now, maybe 25. So it's a complete and utter turnaround.
Yeah,
we come back to win games, and that's unheard of before.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. So I've just had a look, and in that first season, he lost 10 out of them. So in the last 2 years, we've only lost 15 games since the start of last season. That's mad.
Unreal.
You'd never think that as a West Ham manager, would you?
It's like 20. It's like
Bill, do you want to add
20,
anything?
20, isn't it?
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
I was just saying it's 2 defeats in 20, isn't it? 21.
Yeah. Mm. Bill, do you want to add anything, mate?
Yeah, I think Moyes. This is Moyes' side now. It's not when he took over before. He took over the bad play and wrong players under Bilic, and same with Pellegrini. This is by far his side now, and you can see that the difference. We're hard to beat, and the players run until the end of every match, and they're playing for the shirt and the fans, and resilient, robust, and play some decent stuff as well. So we saw what job he did with Everton. That wasn't a flash in the pan. That was well over 10 years. So long may it continue.
And Andy, all the fans, all the managers, they're all saying this recently. Like, we don't like playing them. Oh my God, this is going to be a game now. I think it's gone into their heads now. I wouldn't want to play West Ham. We played Tottenham, similar system. I don't think there's much between the teams. And despite them having really, I mean, the two up front, what they're on 300 grand each, both of them, Kane and Son.
I don't think so. I don't think they're paid as much as the other teams.
I think Son signed a new one, didn't he? He's 20. I didn't realize he's 28, 29 now. I think they're all gone up a bit, haven't they? He signed a new deal. Kane probably going to go off in January, perhaps. But you're right. Yeah, people like De Bruyne, they do earn more than these two. Yeah, Tottenham are not quite up there with all of them.
This is the thing when you say that teams don't want to play us, like the game we're going into at the weekend, Villa away. Villa have lost 3 in a row, I think now, and Villa have lost 3 in a row, and it's like, oh, if you're on a losing run, it's all right. You got West Ham next, you'll beat West Ham. We're always that club that sort of like stops the other team's rots. Like now, when we're not, like, we'll probably add to their woes. I hope so. Be a tough game, always is. They're a good side. They're good at home. Got very good players, but I mean, I can't. I'm not going into it thinking, we're going to be that team anymore.
Yeah, no, I think it's not so much that either. It's we can adjust. I know we sort of stick to that 4-2-3-1, but we can adjust. Like the front three, Bowen can swap with Antonio, Benrahma can swap with Fornals, and it's just so difficult to mark. And the fact that they've just got the confidence to go on through, and like you said, I'm excited. I've never felt like this. Like, I know the last year at the Bowen, I think that was more to do with momentum as well, because we didn't really have the players, did we? Really, like we had a few decent, but that's what that's what I'm saying. But we sort of touched on him to start off with, the fact that Soufal was missing. But how good was Johnson yesterday?
He's excellent. I see a comment a few minutes ago, and it's about Soufal, and it's.
I'll bring it up now. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. This one here, I tend to agree, because like it's weird now. It's weird because for so many years, I've never seen us have good fullbacks.
Yeah.
We've had so many, like, Zabaleta was a great player in his day, past his best by the time he signed for us. Fredericks, he's quick and he does all right, but, that's about it, and he doesn't do it enough. Who else we had? Hojbjerg, worked hard, poor quality. Guy Demel.
We've got underinvested, haven't we, in that area for years? Yeah.
And it's like, well, now that's why I know Soufal's only been with us a year, but he's probably the best right back I've ever seen play for West Ham.
Yeah.
And now you've got Johnson as well. I always rated Johnson. I saw him make his debut as a left back against City like 3 years ago, and he looked good then. Obviously, you can't write the young kid off, and like he's obviously been given faith by the managers, first Pellegrini and now Moyes, and he just looks like natural. He just looks like blended in, and it's good to see another young. He's already scored for us as well. Don't forget, it's good to see another academy product. Like breaking through. It's very, very satisfying, and it's very good to see. It's like Ngakia. I remember Ngakia just turned up out the blue, and he was good. He was very good. I liked him. I really rated him. I thought he was
Yeah.
brilliant. And then, just as we thought we'd solved the right back crisis, he turned down a new deal, and now where is he? Watford. It's a shame for him. It's a shame because, like,
but you can see why Johnson was rated higher than Ngakia.
Yeah,
I know. But when Ngakia started playing, I thought Ngakia looked just as good.
I think
but you can see why Johnson was. If it weren't for his injuries, he would have made his debut far before Ngakia.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think Ngakia hit the floor running quicker, looked stronger and more confident. Johnson, it's going to be game by game. There's going to be a few hairy moments with him in a game. We know that, but I think the all-round game, there's a lot of potential there for him. I think. Yeah, it's
the only thing I'd say with Johnson, I'd say all he's got to improve is his crossing, because he can get forward and he can defend, but he can't cross. That's the only thing I'd say he's got to improve.
How much pace does he have? Would you say, Dom? I'm not sure. Is it kind of medium-ish or?
Yeah, I mean, he's not as fast as Fredericks, but he's quick enough for a fullback.
Decent turn of pace. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I think as well? I'm not just saying that. I sort of knew he had that potential, but I think the fact that he's got Zouma aside him as well, he sort of knows he's got that experience, that rock, that one who is going to get him out of jail. Don't get me wrong. I think Dawson would if he was playing with Dawson like he did on Thursday. But like in the Premier League, when you're playing against them fast, quick players, he knows that he's got Zouma. So I've sort of mentioned him. So we'll move on to him. Zouma was my man in the match yesterday. I know Dec had a great game, but for me, Zouma was mine. Yeah. What do you reckon, Dom? What do you reckon of his all-game play yesterday?
Oh, I just said earlier, he's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Just, he ain't put a foot wrong for us.
No.
He ain't put a foot wrong for us. You paid 29 million, that's what you get.
He's like Lingard, isn't he, Dom? He's brought that top 4 class into the dressing room, full of confidence, used to winning, and he's telling the others, mate, we can do it. I've seen you guys. That's why you joined. He goes, the club's on the way out. I've seen you guys. And hopefully, yes, good to get winners in, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bill, do you want to add anything, mate?
Yeah, no, he was outstanding yesterday, and so much so that Harry Kane barely got a touch. So in the second half, he won pretty much every header, and his organisational skills. It's not just Ogbonna talking; it's him talking to the others as well. Amount of time, especially first half, when he's asking his defenders to push up the pitch, things like that. That all helps, and it's nice to nice to buy someone that's in their prime rather than past their prime. It's rare that West Ham buy players that are in their prime. Pyatt's probably the last one I'd say, and certainly defensively, I can't remember us buying someone in absolutely in their prime. So especially for that money, so he's been worth every penny already. Yeah,
no, definitely. First half, I'm not going to lie, I don't really remember much happening really. I know I'm at that end next to your away fans. I saw obviously Fornals' chance with a volley, which was sort of unlucky. Fair good bit of effort, but it was very cagey the first half, really, wasn't it? There wasn't really much happening. Do you reckon it was mainly to do with obviously the systems being the same and we're just sort of trying to cancel each other out, really, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it was sort of like I think both teams have sort of got the motto like, if you're not going to win it, don't lose it. Now, obviously, like you said, the systems were the same. Like, and I thought, like I said, like them sorts of games which are tactically, you have to win tactically. They're always like very cagey, especially between two rivals. And I thought we started the game better. Came out the blocks, obviously got a corner after a minute. Fornals had a few chances, but we didn't trouble them. And then I think as the half went on, I think they were the better team overall in the first half. They had a lot of the ball, they moving the ball well. Made a few like direct passes which almost slipped them in. Had to rely on Fab to bail us out. The defence was like, once we sussed that was how they were going to play it, it didn't happen again. We just dealt with that easy. The Kane chance at the end, like good save by Fabianski, but that's about it. They didn't have a shot on target in the second half. I don't think they had a shot at all.
Yeah, no, there's nothing really getting. And Scott really made that point. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Soucek had it on the slice. He was very unlucky there. See, I got quite a lot of stick, Tom. I know you sometimes get it, and you shouldn't really take no notice of the comment. I thought like Fornals and Benrahma. I know Fornals was heavily involved in a couple of bits, but it wasn't their best game.
No,
You're right.
It wasn't, mate.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you have a problem with the player.
Yeah,
not at all. I like Fornals.
Yeah.
I've always rated Fornals since he came in. He didn't start well at all. And loads of people, probably the same ones calling you out, are probably the ones who were slagging him off, saying, what a waste of 27 million, whatever it was. He's fucking shit. Fuck him off in January. But, like, he's always a solid player for us. He plays well. But I agree, yesterday weren't his best game. And I think the same can be said for Benrahma. I thought he gave the ball away a lot. He didn't run at players like he usually does. Great player, Benrahma. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like him too. You know, I think a lot of times last season we definitely underused him, and there were some games that we didn't win that we should have brought him on, and maybe he could have won it for us. But you know, certainly it's easy to say. Like, you know, if you actually watch the game and you know understand football, I'd say that them two didn't have their best games. Just I agree with you.
Tom, I had a question for you. Sorry, Andy. Benrahma was quiet. Fornals a bit clumsy. Soucek again for me. I might get in trouble. I didn't see much from it. I thought Rice was doing all the work himself. Do you think there's room to get a Modric / Bishop / Monker / the Neves guy at Wolves next to Rice, who can hold on to the ball a bit more, dictate the pace of the play, set the attack? I don't see nothing from Soucek recently. I might be completely wrong. I didn't see nothing recently from him. I don't know. It'd be interesting to what you guys think.
He's definitely not been as good as he has been last season, but I think you got like he scored a lot of goals as well. I think he deserved Hammer of the Year last season. I think a lot of the time he played like an all-round midfielder type. You know, scored goals, tackled well. He just don't shoot enough, does he? I don't see him tackling, Dom. I don't see him do anything. All I see is Rice on his own, beating 3-4 players, tackling 2-3 people. What I would say though, I think without the other struggles, and when Rice was in, like Rice last season, Rice played that holding role, and it gave Soucek the chance to push up. That's why he got so many goals. When Rice got injured and we had to play a few games without him, you could see the effect it had on Soucek. You know, like he was struggling a bit. This season, I agree, he's not been himself. I think since the international break, after the Brentford defeat, I thought he was poor in that game as well. I thought he was, a bit naff against Leeds. I think he cost us the goal, gave it away. But I think against Everton, he was good. I thought he was good against Genk. I thought he'd done all right yesterday. You know, like them, us and Spurs have got very, very similar midfields. And, I think without Soucek, we wouldn't have been able to handle the midfield. It was Ndombele, Hojbjerg, two very similar players in that respect. And you got to consider as well, like, it's like Rice, like he's played a lot of football. Obviously, like he's a full check international. They made the quarterfinals of the Euros. Rice has played more games than him, without doubt. But I think Rice is a better player at the moment. I thought last season Soucek was a better player, but right now Rice is the better player. And
what about you, Bill? Oh, sorry, Dom. I thought you said sorry, mate.
That's all right.
What on, Andy? Sorry.
Did you want to add anything to that about the Soucek?
Yeah, I think he's starting to get his best form back. He's played a lot of games. He's in a very demanding position. So for anyone to expect him to play out of his skin every single game is a bit unrealistic. So, but I think the Everton game started to show signs, and it's not just goals with him. He provides other aspects of his game in a very demanding position. Yeah,
definitely. Sort of moving on to an incident which I don't know whether it's just the cameras or has anyone seen the incident back with regards to Romero and Fornals? Because there's more pictures now coming out that he did actually spit on him. Or I don't know whether people have photoshopped in that. If that is an absolute disgrace, and I hope he gets done. But I don't know whether they can now. VAR's reviewed it.
Well, VAR didn't even review it, did they?
Oh, didn't they? Oh, I didn't realise, mate.
No. So without the VAR interpretation, they now, if he has spat at him, there's now a case that they should retrospectively punish the guy. Now, to be honest with you, that's got no effect on us. Whatever happens to the guy, it's got no effect on us. But it's the principle of it.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
He's a good defender, that Romero. I thought he had a good game yesterday. I thought he was by far like their best defender.
Was he the one marking Antonio, wasn't he, Dom? Is that the one?
Yeah,
the one next to the
Yeah, he done all right, mate. Yeah, done all right.
Number 4.
The way he was on the ball and the way he read the game, he was good. But like, just a dirty. It was unneeded for. It was uncalled for. You know, just like, and then you got all the Spurs fans getting excited about it. Oh, poetry in motion. As good as it gets for you, them lot. A defender,
But
you lost the game. That's poetry in motion.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think that's what spurred us on, though. That incident, since that 5 or 10 minutes after that, obviously we got the goal after that. So if anything, it's a blessing in disguise that that did happen.
Marzi, was that the player brawl in the corner? Was that the one?
Yeah.
I love
that. Yeah, where I sit, mate, you need binoculars to see all the way down there. In the end, I was zooming in on my phone to try and figure out what the hell was going on. But obviously, Dom, like what you mentioned, that they didn't really have a shot on target in the second half. Do you reckon we played that good that they didn't get the shot, or do you reckon they had an off day as well?
No, they didn't. They're not a good side as they have been the last few years. Let's start with that. Like, you know, they're not. They're on a decline, Tottenham. But like,
great, isn't it?
I'm not saying that. I think that's harsh on how well we defended, because we were very well organised. We changed it at half time. I think, you know, we came out better. We were a better team second half, and they stuck to their way of playing and their game plan from the first half. So the fact we changed it up sort of won us the game. We're very good on set pieces. They're not good at defending set pieces. It was always going to be the way the game was going. It was always going to be a set piece that would win it. And what was I going to say?
And in the past, it would have been them, wouldn't it?
Again, like you know, we're a very well organised, well drilled side. Like, well, after we scored, we kept giving them ball away a lot. You know, they had like 5 minutes where it was just like they were like knocking it about around our box, but they didn't do anything with it. I thought Lucas Moura had a good game.
Yeah.
Once they got into that final third, they were trying to like playing people, and just we sussed it. We completely sussed it. You know, it was easy defending for us. Just cut the balls out, clear it away. You know, I think as soon as we sussed they were toothless, I think we were like, fuck it, we can beat this lot now. Let's have it.
Bill, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I think as Dom said, not the side they were under, you know, Richard Pochettino, where they were challenging for the league. And we didn't even have to be at our best to beat them yesterday. So
sorry, yeah, carry on, mate. I'll go back to that comment in a minute.
Oh, what, this one?
Yeah, let Bill finish first.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
Yeah, so we didn't even have to play that brilliantly to go and beat them, and for all the possession they had in the second half, not one shot on target. So we set up in the low blocks. All right, you get past us, and they didn't have the goal, finesse, crossing ability, and as I said, Harry Kane barely touched it. So you combine all that. I think the only time they were probably going to score is if Son does a bit of magic, or maybe Lucas Moura or someone. You know, you've got very.
He does frighten me, Song. Every time he was driving, I know we do it. Yeah. I know how good our defense is, but he's just got that one touch, get it out of his feet, and flip him, whip it in, isn't he? But no,
mark him.
Like you said,
No, I think that's why Johnson done well, because you know,
Can we just go back on that comment, please, about Antonio not being a natural finisher?
Yeah, there we go. Oh, Bill's gone. He'll be back. Yeah. Oh no, wrong one. There we go.
What do you call that finish yesterday then?
No, yeah.
You saw how fast that corner came in the box.
I know.
Listen. There are moments where he should score a few. I'll give him that.
like Everton away last week when he got to the fucking edge of the box. I'm like, just pass it, and he has to have a shot every now and again, doesn't he, from outside the box?
Like the Arsenal game last season, Newcastle that put us 3-2 up. But like I think if you had Hernandez on the end of that, he'd bury it, meat and drink. But to say that, excuse me, to say that, right? To say that when he's our Premier League all-time top goal scorer, and when he scores a goal like that, that's not an easy finish because it's coming in at him at pace. If he gets the wrong connection, it goes into row Z.
Yeah. So, I used to say he's a makeshift striker. I can't say that anymore.
Striker sort of thing. Like he's played as a striker for us for the last a year and a half now, and he's a fucking good striker. He's a big bloke. He's quick. He's a handful. It's like a Lukaku type, except obviously not as good as Lukaku. But I'll tell you something. Like his goal scoring record since he's been converted to a striker. His striker
it's ridiculous,
form,
isn't it, mate?
His striker form. I think it's ludicrous to say he's not a striker.
Yeah, you can't say that anymore. Yeah,
I'm not just saying it. Ex players like ex centre halves have said it as well. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be playing against him at all, would you? He was just so aggressive yesterday. He just doesn't. It like what we were sort of saying, Jazz, before, weren't we? It's like in January, if we do strengthen, if we could get another, we could just be more dynamic if we could. Like in certain games, have someone up there with him, like a natural striker. That's carnage because Antonio was doing the pressing, and you've got like we said it. We say it every fucking. Danny Ings was the one what's got away. Danny Ings was the one what got away, in my opinion.
Daka as well. Daka, I think he looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, any one of them, and like you said, just having that natural instinct of getting past, it would be amazing. But Jazz, do you remember much of the goal?
Even from where I sit, which is halfway line, there was a lot of players in there, wasn't there, from the corner? And I'm obviously happy because I got Cresswell and Antonio in my football fantasy team. So it's been second assist from Cresswell in 2 weeks. And it was Harry Kane trying to think he's defending, and he fell asleep, didn't he? And Antonio was, like you said, that's a striker's finish. He was wide awake, instinct was there. And he did it, mate. And everyone else in that box is asleep apart from him. And Long made that carry on, really. And, it's a striker's instinct and finish. And so we can't say he's not a striker anymore. He was alert. And maybe 2 years ago, he wouldn't have done it. But,
I need to upload it to Twitter because I'll have to mute it because there was I'll probably get a ban with some of the language what a few of the lads behind me were saying. But I actually filmed the goal, so I was like that, and it was like, "Come on, Chris, decent delivery." And obviously, you see me going like that with my phone as well. But I've got to cut the sound out because there was a bit of language what will probably get me a Twitter ban, or I'll probably get reported. But I've got to admit, like what you said though, Dom, the last 17 minutes or whatever it was, that seemed like a lifetime, but they didn't really trouble us though, did they?
No, and it's good game management as well. It's great game management by us. And it's like I said, like it's always nervy hanging on to a 1-goal lead. That's natural. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all been at games where, we've been 2-0 up and we've failed to see the game out. Like the ironic thing is the fear of losing a lead actually especially late on, stems from that 3-3 with them last season.
Yeah.
It just shows you it can happen. Like
there's been loads of 3-2s, isn't there? Loads of goals.
I was even nervous, like being 3-0 up at Genk with 10 to go. Like, do you know what I mean? But
especially because that Villa Leicester game, isn't it, Dom? Oh my God, Leicester getting 3 in the last few minutes. Oh my God.
You mean? Oh yeah.
Villa,
yeah. No, it's mad. But the substitution to bring Lanzini on for Benrahma. Obviously, like you said, that's good game management. But do you think that could have come a little bit earlier, or do you reckon that was a good time, the 85th minute? I thought it maybe could have come on like just to try and give us the ball. Like Manu didn't really do much, but Joe, like just to try and bring him on a little bit earlier to try and settle the game down because we was panicking sometimes, but we defended well. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, really, isn't it? With it.
Sorry, what's that, mate?
I was saying Manu's substitution on the 85th minute for Benrahma. Do you reckon that could have come a bit sooner?
Yeah, probably, because I didn't think Benrahma was having a good game at all. But, you know, it didn't matter in the end, did it? We won the game.
No,
that's
definitely.
the thing. You know, that's the only thing with Moyes. He don't like to make subs, but I think a lot of the time this season, he ain't needed to. He should have made we lost to Brentford and he didn't make any subs. I don't agree with that. I think it was bollocks.
Yeah.
But like,
that's
what I mean. Like we've got good enough players, and we ain't got the strongest of benches either.
Yeah.
So you know, just as well it works on the pitch. Plan A.
Yeah, I know it's. I know we're sort of talking here about the Tottenham game, Dom. But do you reckon we are going to spend in January? No.
No, I don't think we will. I don't think we will. I think if we're doing well at Christmas, I think they're just going to turn around and say, "Well, we're doing this well. We don't need to strengthen," which is wrong.
Yeah.
We do need more depth. I think our depth's actually much better than we really realise, because we're doing well in Europe, and you know, the squad we're playing in Europe's good enough. Obviously, as it's showing, we've won 3 out of 3. We ain't conceded a goal. I don't think we will spend in January because we never do, and I think Moyes is openly admitted he's happy with the team anyway. So you know, if the board don't want to do it, he wants to. If the board don't want to do it, he'll he has a say. And if he says no, the board are like, oh well, the manager didn't want it, so you know, like, why bother?
Yeah, no, definitely. Oh crap! My mind's just gone bloody blank. What I was just about to say then. Jazz, speak before we do that.
Yeah. I think we'll perhaps get a left back in. I think they nearly got the Ajax guy over the line, but he was in Uruguay, I think. Lingard, I don't know. He looks dead, but you never know if a lower price could be agreed. I wanted to ask Dom his feelings around Vlasic so far with the amount of money that we put into him. Is he better than what we've got, or should we just shut up and wait and give him time?
Give him time. It's only fair because we had Fornals who cost more, and like I just said, he didn't hit the ground running at all. But look at him now. You know, he's one of our most important players. You know, I think Vlasic, to be honest with Vlasic, like, it's because of the price tag people judged him too quick. But, like, I think it was bad business because he didn't start for us. And we knew he weren't going to start for us because of Benrahma, because of, you know, like Bowen and Fornals.
Yeah.
It's like you're paying 25 million for a squad player. And don't get me wrong, you know, obviously after losing Jesse Lingard, we needed to replace Jesse Lingard. Now, he ain't had a run of games to really prove it. I think he looks sharp when he comes on. And I thought he had a good game against Genk as well. I thought that was his best game for us. You know, he played the full 90, I think. And he was excellent, I thought. But like in the previous games between that, I don't think he's really done enough to tell me that he started well for us. But you know, I'm quick to judge players. I've been way too quick to judge players in the past. But I think when you see like Fornals and Dawson and you know, who else? It's like you got to give them time. But then I see the likes of Haller and Anderson, and you know, like Anderson had a good first half of the season for us, did nothing after that, and I'll never, you know, and people saying like, oh. On form, Felipe Anderson's better than anyone else. Yeah, but he wasn't on form. He's not been on form for us since January 2018. Now there's a reason he don't play for us. Same as Haller. Like, it's all good Haller doing it for Ajax. I don't care if he's doing it for Ajax. I only care if he's doing it for West Ham. It's, you know, it's a different league, different team he's playing in. You know, the guy didn't try. He didn't try at all. I can take a player not being good, but if they're willing to put in 110%, that's fair enough. Haller's a good player, was shit for us. Anyone who knows anything about football will know he was a shit player for us. And it's like, oh, he didn't suit Moyes' system. That's lazy to say that. The only thing that's lazy was him. I've seen threes more effective than Sebastian Haller.
That's the thing. What's frustrating, because Pellegrini played the same system what Moyes did, and he done the same thing. So you can't even blame Moyes for that. Do you know what I mean?
No,
the goals.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's for me personally. I still see Lingard coming in. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I can see that.
So.
Yeah, I think Lingard, like you said, I would love a striker, but trying to get a striker in January's difficult. So if Lingard and a left back come in, I know we need more. I would be pretty happy with that, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Bowen, obviously scoring on and off the pitch, what everyone's saying. Do you reckon that international break come at a good time for him? I think it did. I know Moyes gave him time off, but he's still coming in training, and then since then, obviously the goal as well was obviously Brentford's gave him that confidence. What do you reckon changed, Dom? Do you reckon it is just a confidence thing, or the rest, or?
Bowen's a good player.
Yeah,
Bowen scores goals. It's like we knew what we were getting when he plays for Hull. I think it's the fact he's English and he's played in the Championship. I think you get a lot of good English talent in the Championship that do a job for us, and you get what you pay for. How much we pay for him? What, 12 million? You know, and looking at it now, it's like it's a bargain. Good, you know, just an all round good player for us. You know, like again, I think on form, he's probably our best player pound for pound, and he works so hard. He chases down every ball. He chases, you know, he chases lost causes and ends up making them into like worthy causes. So, you know, he's very important for us.
Jazz, what about you, mate?
Yeah, he's a typical David Moyes player, isn't he? Got a good engine on him. And I think he played those, was it 4 90-minute games back to back in the fortnight and kept going. And similar to a lot of players, Rice, he's a monster. You know, so nearly every player in the team's got a good engine, very strong. Touchwood, our injury history seems to have cleared up the last 2-3 years ago, and long may it carry on. We're buying the right players. Yarmolenko is obviously from the old regime. The players we used to buy hasn't really done nothing for me in the 2-3 years it's been with us. Buying players on the wrong end of their term, you know, late 20s rather than mid-early 20s. And so hopefully we still got 1 or 2 to get rid of, and hopefully Yarmolenko, we can find a buyer for him and 1 or 2 others, and then we nearly got the squad we want, I think. But it's just a shame with Vlasic. Yeah, we're going to have to take our time with him, but if he'd been able to hit the ground running, and would have been such an even bigger bonus for us, I think. But hopefully that will come.
Yarmolenko's just not a good footballer. I think he's all right in the European games, but I think I just think he's good for the Ukraine. But again, it's like Allaire with Arcs. I don't give a shit. He's not doing it for us. I don't give a shit. And it's like, you know, like he's working harder. You can tell that. Obviously, he's got the Moyes work ethic in him. But I just think he's only got, that's all he's got. He's got that left foot, and that's about it.
Yeah.
If you don't
sometimes I think, come on, you're one of the senior pros. Because I think it was the Everton game, he came on and gave the ball away straight away. And I'm like, God, you've got to know better than that, mate. You know, you're a senior pro. Don't do things like that. And yeah, he is what he is, isn't he?
Yeah, no, like I said, mate, I'm pleased with Bowen, and like you said, he's that out. Like, obviously, the interview what he done after the Genk game with BT, it's like, it's not my game, but you saw him. He was he held the ball up a couple of times as well. He's happy to adjust, and if anything, he's probably one of our most natural finishers at the club. When he's through 1-on-1, 9 times out of 10, he scores as well. When was the last time we really had anyone like that there? Everyone in the chat as well. We're going to wrap it up in a second. Jazz, we'll start with you this time. Who was your man in the match yesterday?
Very close between Zouma. I'm going to go for Rice. I thought, yeah. I think I don't say Rice man of the match too often because he's just so good every game, 8 out of 10, and you tend to just overlook him all the time. But for me, he was, oh my God, he was doing 2-3 people's jobs, mate, on his own. And Tottenham, they must. If Tottenham fans don't know what Rice is about, I'm hoping they'll have a look yesterday. He was dominating that centre mid, and even does things he's not really meant to, like pick up the ball from the back 4 and drive forward, go past 3-4 people and all sorts of things he was doing out there, mate. The young Billy Bonds, I call him. So Rice for me, but
There's
Zouma.
Marty Billy Barnes.
but Zouma could have easily got it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dom? What was yours?
Zouma.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Andy. Zouma for me. Just everywhere. Absolute monster in defence. Won everything.
Yeah.
But by far our best defender. By far.
Dom, I sort of asked, like you said, Zouma was mine. Do you think Zouma could mould Diop? Like, I'm thinking of the future, like next year. Would you trust Diop next to Zouma? Like Diop and Zouma mould and be the solid two, like what Ogbonna is?
Yeah, I actually would. I'm not Diop's biggest fan. I think the last 2 seasons, I think it's been poor for us, and it's funny saying that last season because we finished 6th. But I think when he plays a lot, he struggles with the basics, and I hate it when you're a defender and you struggle with the basics. Like just put the ball out. You don't get done by the bounce of the ball, and he's got issues with both of them. Like, it worries me every time the ball bounces, he misses it, ends up costing us a few goals. But I think he's improved this season. Chipped in with a goal on Thursday. He's solid in all games he's played in with Dawson. I think him and Dawson are starting to play better together because they're obviously that's the backup partnership. But I definitely agree. Like he's at a good age and. You've obviously got that French connection as well.
That's what I said with Areola as well. If Areola starts playing,
absolutely, completely agree.
Yeah, with Areola there as well, I think that's a good triangle. Yeah, no, definitely. Simon says it. I've already had mine. I had spag bowl, but he says before you go, what's everyone had for dinner? That's random, but yeah, I thought I had it in. Oh, lovely. What about you, Jazz? What you got?
I've got meatballs, mate. Meatballs, lamb meatballs.
Nice. Matt says this as well. I think that's a good point. Sometimes need a man to match apart from Rice Award. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
He definitely is. And yeah, James said Kurt, beast mode. And Matt was saying, think Zouma's a good role model for Diop. He steps up in games. And let's have a look here. Fish cakes and veg, and Happy's having halloumi burgers. Nice.
That's nice, man. Halloumi burgers are nice. I like halloumi.
I've got to try it then. Yeah.
I'll definitely take a halloumi burger all day.
All round Happy's for dinner. Dom, I know I'll see you on Wednesday after the game because I'll be there. But should we quickly give a couple minutes of your time? What are you expecting on Wednesday?
I've got this feeling in my head that we're going to win on penalties for some reason. But going on our last 4, it won't happen.
Yeah.
I think whatever happens, if we get a result in this game, if we go through the next round, it's a bonus because I didn't even have. I said last week it's a big week for us because we had the Europa League game, winning that, and Zagreb losing. Now we've got daylight now between us and the rest of the group.
Yeah, and
then we go and beat Tottenham, and now this game's just a bonus for me. I think we'll go into it with a bit of freedom. And but the thing is, we're going to rotate as well. The trouble is, we can rotate what we like, right? Well, that's fine. Man City rotate. They can take out Bernardo Silva, stick Mahrez in, take out Grealish, put in Sterling, take out De Bruyne, put Foden in, take out Gundogan, put in Rodri. You know what I mean? And they've got that youngster now, Palmer, who's up and coming. And that's why they've won that cup the last 4 years because no one really takes it seriously, and a lot of teams rotate. But when you're Man City and rotate, you've got like a second, first team that will probably win the league anyway. So that's why it's their cup. I'd love it if we could beat them, just to
as Kevin Keegan said.
In their dominance on the Carabao Cup, because it's just boring the same team winning it every year, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. Like I said though, mate, 60,000. I think the crowd will play its part as well. I'm feeling.
I'm wondering like how many of them are actually West Ham fans, or are they just like people who want to come and watch Man City play? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I sort of
That's
agree.
good.
Mate,
I was really surprised because I was thinking, like, I wonder if there's any tickets left. Just had a look, and fucking hell, like they're all gone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I was looking for tickets yesterday. I noticed that we got. I couldn't believe it. Well, I'm going anyway. I'm literally. I sit in a group of 6. And I went, yeah, see you on Wednesday. And I went, none of us are going. So I'm going to be sitting around random people who I ain't got a clue. But like you said, you're only there for 90 minutes, aren't you, for the football? But
do you think Crowley's back for that from his lockdown?
I think he is, but I don't know. But did you see him though? He was like, I'm coming back strong. He's got COVID and he was on the fucking bike. Did you see him the other day? And I was like, he's fucking workaholic. He is.
I think he's all right. I think he's only played once for us, but I thought he was excellent against Man United in the Cup. So I'd like to see.
Was you there, Dom? Did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember. I wish I bloody went now. That was like you said. It was I couldn't believe how many seats they allocated to us. But I'm looking forward to Villa away. I like Villa away. Do like an away game.
But yeah, Dom, especially go away, Dom. You've had a good time, haven't you? Away.
Yeah, I know, man. Especially with not being able to do it the last 18 months. Like, great season to come back to. There's plenty of games to do as well. I've been finalising the flights as I've been on here, so I've been a bit like,
right, mate.
But like, yeah, looking forward to Genk next week. Early start Thursday. They moved our flight because we're going to fly out Wednesday night, but now it's Thursday morning instead. But as long as we get there in plenty of time, hire a card, check in, and all that, get our tickets, and then we're all good to go. So yeah, can't wait for Genk. If it's as any good as Zagreb, then I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a great.
I think you guys are gonna have a party on the plane. Number of people I know going, mate, probably in the same flight. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like I don't know how many are flying to Eindhoven because we're flying to Eindhoven in Holland.
They're the ones. Everyone I've spoken to doing the same as you.
Yeah, everyone's doing the same, mate. I've heard.
Because it's cheaper. People see people see we're playing Belgium. They're all on the Eurostar or flying to Brussels. It's the same distance. It's in between the two cities. So it's
what you have to do, just jump on the train from thingy to straight there, do you?
Oh, we're on a car because we've got to get there. It's quite a rural area, Genk. Like I've looked around, there's no real transport links. They got a town called Hassenhol, and that's where everyone's going, and that's where you got to get the tickets. But in terms of like transport links, nah, man, there's fucking nowhere. So it's best we just
so they don't post the tickets out. Then you have to get them there.
No, you got to collect it. They post it. So when we purchase the tickets, they give us 24 hours to fill out a European travel form, which you have to send off to the club. You've got to put in your client reference details, your
flight number
details, and and then your flight and hotel details. And they send it. You send it off to them. If you don't do it within 24 hours, they cancel your purchase. So then you have to then they email you a voucher which you have to print off and take with you. The trouble is, last Monday they emailed the voucher over, but you had the collection details for Zagreb on it, and people saying, "Oh, you can still use it though." I'm like, "Well, that's no fucking good because it's saying I've got to collect it in Dubrovnik in Zagreb, and there's I don't know where to collect it in Genk." So like, they're gonna have to send out a new one. So we're waiting now. I've tweeted West Ham Help today, and they said they're going to send it soon. I think it's got to be this week because the game's next week now.
When you're flying out?
Thursday morning.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go Wednesday night, but then they're taking. So we've got to print that off. Obviously, have a negative COVID test, do all the passion locator forms, take all that with us, show ID, and then we get the ticket. It ain't easy, mate. It's a lot of fucking egg, and there's plenty of ticketless people going out there as well. So you don't want to lose your ticket, otherwise some chance will pick it up and be like, "Oh, hello, I got a ticket." But then again, like in Zagreb, they'll ID you at collection, then they'll ID us on the gate as well. It's like,
wow, okay.
Wait for protocols though.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, mate. Like you said, we're pretty much guaranteed to go through. The likelihood of even me getting a ticket, I think I'm on like 15 bloody points, I think, or whatever I'm at now. I've got no chance unless they give a big allocation. But me and Jazz said it. If it's like somewhere like Spain, Italy, we're still going to fly out there, wouldn't we, Jazz, and watch it out there just to get amongst it. I know it won't be the same as in the game, but just to experience it more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm cheekily looking ahead for the knockout games. I think we're going to go through the groups. Hopefully, okay.
Yeah. And before we go, Simon's got chicken pie, mashed veg, and Yorkshire pudding and gravy.
It's not Sunday, Simon.
No. Where am I sitting? I always sit right next to the away fans. Simon 221. Right up next to the away fans. There's only a couple of seats next to me. Let's see what anything else. Yeah, crowd's been good. Learn from Rice. Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
No.
And Mike said, "Great show, guys. Great to see Dom on here." Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, Dom. I appreciate your time, mate. I know you're busy. Do you want to say anything, Jazz, Dom, before we go?
No, thanks for having me on. I know you've been meaning to get me on for a while, but you caught me on a day when I'm not as busy as I usually am. So that's been a good chat.
No. Like I said, Dom, mate. I know it's sometimes a little bit easier, especially when someone's there at the game and you do analysis. And obviously, we know your West Ham knowledge is top notch as well. So that's the reason we wanted you on, mate. And Marshy sent me a message as well. We your signal and he said he'll come on another time. But no.
It's all right. Really appreciate working and things like that.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone in the chat, and remember to like the video as well. And if you're new around here, give us a subscribe because most of our shows are like this. And take care, everyone. Dom, like I said, appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Take care.
Take care, everyone. Bye.